break all the stories. And that's just a fact. And that's why everyone has a story to tell.
Ride Along Live, yeah, it's the real deal.
Yeah. Hey, welcome riders. How you guys doing? Welcome to Ride Along Live for today. It is Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday on the ride. How you guys doing? As you're coming, guys, share up the thing and say, I share. Let me see who's first up today, Jed. Night Riders. Get it? Get it? Yeah, Night Riders. Kibbs, how you doing, Kibbs? Pick up yourself. Tamika Rogers. Tamika, I didn't see you. Tamika, when last I saw you? I ain't seen you in a while, Tamika. I might be mistaken, but I don't remember seeing you in a while. So welcome. Marva Nelson, how you doing? Welcome, Marva. How you doing? Big up yourself. Welcome to the ride. Guys, as you're coming, go ahead and share the program. Because today we're going to do a story that we had planned to do. I think we had it last Monday, but we had some issues. But hopefully everything worked out today, right? Let me share. Akeem, how you doing? Akeem, big up yourself. Thank you, Akeem. All right, share it over here. Share over here. There we go. Here. Here again. Yes. You guys realize I'm doing a lot of work, right? Yeah, I have. There's a bunch of groups. There's a bunch of groups that I belong to, that they tell me make sure that whenever I go live, that I go ahead and share on that group. Lacey J, how you doing? Big up yourself. Guys, before I start, I gotta show you this brand new company who just started to advertise on Ride Along. The name is Island Flags, right? So Island Flags, that's their brand right here. Island Flags, you see it right here? They have this really cool, unique set of flags. So that's it right here. In all islands of the Caribbean, from all islands of the Caribbean, Jamaica, Grenada. So we have Guyana, and what it is, it has this adhesive back, and you could stick that on anything. Like I have it like on my monitors. I got so much. They sent me so much. I put all over the place. So Island Flags, see it right there, Island Flags, they are really cool. You could call them if you want to order your Island flag. You can stick it on your bumper, on your car as a bumper sticker, 347-269-5389, Island Flags. Big up the folks at Island Flags for sending me out this whole bunch of Caribbean flags. I want you guys to check it out, islandflags.com. All right. Kibbs, big up. Thank you so much. All right. So, guys, yeah, Island Flags. Big up yourself, Island Flags. Thank you for sending me out a whole bunch of flags. Because, you know, I'm a Caribbean baby. I represent for all the islands of the Caribbean, okay? That's me. That's me. All right. Guys, we're going to go straight into it because Lacey. So Junior, so we start. So we can start the show now in the car. No, yeah, we're gonna start it now. Lacey J, we're gonna start it soon. You see, Lacey J is the start the show police. Don't ever make a mistake and go long, you know, because Lacey J gonna be on your tail. All right, guys. So in the late part of last year, like around December the 20 something, I remember getting this call from this young man who wanted to share his story. he felt as if he was profiled and somehow taken advantage of while he was walking in a place in Grenada called Lansapine. For those of you who are familiar with Lansapine, in Grenada, it's revered as one of the uppity neighborhoods. So while walking along the Lansapine area, Janelle felt profile. He was stopped by a particular individual and asked, "What are you doing there? Or where are you going?" After we aired the story, he had a range of people having different perspective on the matter. Some people was very upset on the whole thing. So we invited Jandel, sorry, to come in and chat with us a bit, to give us some more perspective and take some of the questions that some of you have been asking after the video launch. I also understand that there have been a lot of talk all over about this young man and his intention while in that particular neighborhood. So let us see if we could, I know we've been having these problems getting Janelle and his audio and his visual proper. So hopefully that we have it good right now. Janelle, could you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
All right, Jandel. All right. Thank you so much, Jandel, for joining us to bring some further clarity to this whole situation right here. Jandel, welcome to the program. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. All right, Jandel, we'll go straight into it, yeah? We'll go straight into it because we'll open the phone and get some calls as well. I'm getting a little bit of an echo. I don't know if you have me on speaker.
No,
Okay, Jandel, tell us the story. Tell us the story and what actually happened. Just tell us the story all over again.
Okay, on Monday, the 27th of December, around 9:40 p.m., I was on my way out of Lansapine, Seaview Lane to be exact. And while walking on my way out, I noticed this vehicle approaching me very slowly, So I thought, the vehicle was coming to give me a ride, but upon approaching, the gentleman turned and asked me, "What am I doing here? Who am I looking for?" So I kind of ignored him because I find that wasn't the way I approach somebody, So I continued walking. While walking, he continued driving me.
All right, so we lost John Dale. He's going to reconnect again. But I really want you guys to pay attention to it because this particular story that he told us have been bit-sized and truncated and reviewed and over again. And a lot of you guys have a lot of questions. John Dale, I take it that you're having some internet issues. So just go back again where you were saying that the vehicle approached you.
And he asked me again, "What are you doing here? Who are you looking for?" So at the second time he approached me, I turned and I tell him, "I'm not looking for anybody." And I continued walking. So while I continued walking, but I continued walking. The gentleman keep following me up until he ended up hitting me with his mirror. His left mirror of his vehicle hit me on my right hand. So then I stopped and I turned to him. I said, "Look, you want me to call the police or what?" And the gentleman, and I tell him that he started calling the number for the station, but I already had it. And he turned and tell me, when you call, make sure you ask Officer Smith. Officer Smith is in charge, and Officer Smith is his friend. He knows him very well, and he and all the police in South St. George is friend, and he supply them food and all kind of drama. But that didn't with me, And his wife, a black Indian woman, she had the gut.
All right. We lost John Dell on the live. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call John Dell on the phone line so we won't have any further complications with the live. Guys, you're watching Ride Along Live. And John Dell is basically telling the story as you just heard. He basically said the same story as was recorded on on the video, on the audio. John L, we're gonna do it on the WhatsApp instead because we're having some problems with your connection. All right, are you
Yeah,
hearing me?
keep going. I talk about something else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
I'm hearing
problem.
you.
So we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do it this way. Okay, we're hearing you better here, and this will be consistent at least.
Oh, okay,
All
okay.
right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So his wife have the guts to tell and tell me, why don't I answer the man when he's speaking? And I noticed that the gentleman, he was about to come out of his vehicle. I didn't say this part in the voice note I sent you. He was about to come out of his vehicle because he pulled up his handbrakes and he was about to open the door. And then his wife rests her hand on his leg and she whispered something to him. Now, whatever she whispered to him, that stopped him from coming out of the vehicle. And at the same time, I didn't call South St. George, I called 911.
Uh-huh.
When I told her what happened, the lady would answer the phone and I called 911. I told her the situation. She asked me where I am. And I told her it's in Antipine. She told me hold. And then she transferred me to South St. George that time. And while she transferred me, the man, he noticed that I was on the phone.
Uh-huh.
So he realized now that I really called the police. At the same time now, Avi picked me up. So at the same time, you know, as I called the police, the vehicle drive up. And the vehicle stopped at the entrance of the building. Because we was almost there. We was almost at the entrance. I didn't see that.
Right.
And he had drive off. I don't know if he drive off because saw the vehicle came or drive off because I called the police. You know, and the gentleman, I could have tell that he was not in his normal state of mind. Because, you know, you could tell when somebody is under some sort of influence. Because when you look at his face and the way he was so angry, I don't know what he was angry about.
Well,
Maybe he was angry with them.
when you say you observe, we're gonna go back and bit sizes a bit. But when you say you observe like he was in his regular state of mind, like what? You think like he was somehow intoxicated or just angry? What did you make of it?
He was both. He was intoxicated and angry.
Oh, okay, all right. All right. So after you submitted this audio here, which we then went back and verify that the incident actually happened. So let's just make this very clear right here, right? Based on police reports, we verify that the incident happened. I know there have been a lot of talk of how this might be a setup, or we just trying to create an analogy or create a conversation or create a show. But this event actually happened. We verify that from multiple sources. And we did our own independent check on this story as well after John Dell came forward, right? So there were a lot of due diligence on our part to ensure the legitimacy of the story. I want that to be clear as well. So let's go back a little bit and let's reorient ourselves based on the information that you are saying. So I'm going to play back a video. You won't see it because you're not on the live, but you'll be able to hear it on the location that that John Dell was at the time. Listen to this.
Okay, here it is. This is the big entrance, CV Lane, right? As you can see upon the entrance, there was no sign that said anything about a private road.
Right. So what you're watching there right now, guys, is the area, that street, to get an idea. So it is not him entering into a private gated personal area of, or well, people might say, well, he probably went over the gate into somebody's yard. So this is the clip. This is the street. This is the road. Like if me or you or your family member were to um, go and rent a house in Lansopin, that's the area, the road that we will be walking on. It's the public road, right? Uh, so we made that very clear. So John Dell, this street, did you at any point divert from that street and go into any private no enter zone in that Lansopin area?
No, not at all.
So you was just on there, on that
I don't have no reason to go visit anybody around that area.
right.
Only the people who I went to see, I went, do I have to do up until the time that I needed to leave. And then I took my leave, I called the transport to pick me up, and I was on my way out.
Right. There are also questions that people are asking because Lansopin, for those of you who never been there, is an area that hosts a lot of people who would travel, people who, different people. They call it the uppity neighborhood or upscale neighborhood, however you want to call it. 9:40 p.m. in the nighttime. What were you doing in that area? I mean, nobody should really ask you that question, but the question has been asked.
What was I doing there?
Yeah, well, they're saying at that time, 9:45. Do you live in that area? Were you visiting someone in that area? Could you give us any information as to your purpose in that area? Again, that is not a question I like to ask anyone because I think that anybody should be anywhere. It's in Grenada. It's not inside anybody's private home. But the question has been asked.
All right. First of all, right, around that area is an area that multiple people go fishing.
Right.
Around that exact area. And that is a place where I go very often since the pandemic. And I go there to pick up whales. And sometimes I go fishing, but I more like the whale keep. And in the nighttime is most when all the whales usually come up.
Right.
And around that time, I went a little earlier.
Right.
And I was there for a while. Picking up the whales. And then finish, I dropped the whales for the person who wanted it. Because usually if the person who I go down to visit down there, if they don't want, I'll give it away. So those I got that night, I give it to them. And I was there for a little while, sitting down chatting, and then when the time come for her to leave, I called the transport to pick me up. And I took my leave.
Right. I apologize for even asking you that question.
No.
Because again, listen, me personally, when that question was posted numerous times on the chat, I said the same thing. What the hell you mean, what you doing there? Like you can't tell. I mean, if I was a Grenadian and I decide to go in Lansopin, or I decide to go in wherever, True Blue or wherever, I could go there. So
yeah.
The question and the narrative that I want to debunk is that somehow people feel like you was at a particular area that you were not supposed to be because you know that this area is some kind of upscale type of area that probably you shouldn't be there. And again, that's a dotish narrative, guys.
But Junior, what I find is funny. This is not the first time the couple see me on that road.
Right.
So I find it was very strange. It's like, like somebody have something to tell you and they don't know how to tell you, but when they're under the influence, they find maybe that's the opportunity they might get to approach you.
Right.
These things happen a lot. Somebody might have something against you for a long, long time and they will get the opportunity. But as soon as they're under the influence of something, they find that is the time.
Right. You mentioned in your video as well that Um, first of all, you said uh, a white person, and then you said an Italian man. How do you know he was Italian?
All right, yes. So, well, as I said, I be on that area very often. So there was this young lady who I normally see goes to his house. Apparently, she worked with him. So the morning after the incident, I went the guy who she has two children for. And I asked him what is his girlfriend number. I want to call her and ask her a few questions. So he turned to me and he asked me what happened. So I explained to him what happened, and he was like, Antonio again. I said, so that's the man's name? He said, yes. But the man had mentioned he named it to me the night, but I had forget it. When the guy said Antonio, then I remember the name the Italian guy had mentioned. Because when he was telling me about Mr. Smith, he said my name is Antonio. I said, Mr. Smith about. Yeah, so the guy told me the guy is an Italian and his girlfriend works with them. He used to work with them at the house and sometimes in the restaurant. So that is how I got to know he's an Italian.
Okay. The, prior to this incident, did you ever had any personal run-ins with him? Any?
No, not
So
at
it
all.
wasn't a situation where you had beef with him before, and he saw
Okay,
you and
never.
he figured like you want, like he figured like he know you from somewhere, and
At this
he should have
moment,
to you at that point.
nothing. I never want to break a word to this man. Never flag him down for a ride, never anything.
Yeah. Um. There also is a narrative from folks that are saying that um, if you from around the area, you must have known that there are somehow some robberies that happen in the area, and there are some neighborhood watch people. There are conveyance. There are some rules in that particular area. Um, are you familiar with anything, any incidents or any
Yeah,
robberies?
I heard about a few of them. Yeah. Normally, like I will be along the way, and sometimes the police will see me. And well, once I got stopped, and when I told them my reason for being on this area, they always pass me straight whenever they see me.
Okay,
So only once I've been stopped by the police and they asked me what is my business. They even offer me a ride, but I didn't take the ride because I know they want to see where I'm going. They like to manage it.
right, right, yeah.
Yes, I didn't. But
Okay,
they
so
even ask me my name and everything. I give them my name.
yeah, yeah. So we did some check, right? Because there are also a talk that in that area with the neighborhood watch and a certain conveyance um, that or rules in that particular area that subscribe to only certain people in that area, right? But after doing our individual check, we confirm that although there are specific rules to that area, it's only for regulation of grass, like people not growing the grass to a certain level, people not having that roof, or it's kind of like a to keep the area looking good.
Yeah,
But based
yeah,
on
condition.
our check, there are no specific rule that said that neighborhood watch, if there is some kind of secret neighborhood police watch or people looking over, that should deter anyone from walking in that public area. Because at the end of the day, it's a public area. The young man didn't go over anyone's gate or enter anyone's gate. Again, you're watching the clip right there. This is a street. In fact, I'll tell everyone right now that when most of the times when I'm in Grenada, I would stay in a house in Lansapine, and my son sometimes would figure like he would have to walk or go back to get a burger or something. He would walk that same said street, right? So I just want to deter the narrative from people who are saying somehow that this young man shouldn't be in a specific area, right? In regards to contacting the police now, in regards to calling the police, you sense that the people are treated differently in the area. From you understanding how it worked, do you get a sense that things are run differently from that part of town and handled
No,
differently by the
I didn't.
police?
Nah, because when I went in, when I called the night, when the 911 transferred me to South, there was a female officer at the front desk that's who answered the phone. And when I told her what happened, all she asked me is what I want the police to do for me. That is she exactly what I want the police to do for me. But at the same time, there is when he had drive out. So I tell her, look, he already gone. So I can't really do nothing because he already gone. So then the morning after now is when I went into the station and gave the report.
Right. Tell us you going in and giving the report. And also, what did the police give you to fill out, and what happened
They give me
after?
they had given me a form to fill out, a medical form, I think. I went, but I actually got it filled out on Monday. That is why I wasn't able to come on live because the timing I left the hospital where I went to fill out the form.
Right.
Yeah, so due to how I work, I haven't got the time to one job back the form for them as yet. And I plan to have somebody do it early in the morning, so I have to reach the particular time. So up until the police took my number and everything, I haven't heard from them since. They told me they will give me a call. So up until now, I'm still waiting on a response from them.
So wait, are you saying that you didn't get a call back from the police?
No, not
Wh-
since I made the report. When I give the statement, I haven't heard from them since.
Where did you where exactly you made the report, and who you remember giving the report to?
Uh, okay, what they did when I went in, the officer who was on the desk, I think Officer Richardson was his name,
Right.
and he took a statement from me there, and then he told me I have to give another statement, so I have to wait for another officer who is free to go into the admin room, where I give another statement to that particular officer. But I didn't ask that one his name though.
Right.
Then he took that statement, and then after I finished giving the statement, he had read it over to me.
And the statement that you gave him is exactly what you're telling us right now that transpired, exactly as you just explained in the audio as well, right?
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So then, while I was giving the statement to the second officer, I turned and I asked, if there is an Officer Smith working at the station, and he told me yes.
Let me also say that we tried an Officer Smith. We called that Officer Smith, a Officer Smith. We couldn't confirm if it's the exact Officer Smith that the man was referring to, but we did in fact obtain two numbers from two separate Officer Smith within that area, and we called that number, and we didn't get any response from either one of the Officer Smith. So we haven't heard this Officer Smith side of the story. And we are not, I am not saying that Officer Smith have anything to do with it. The man could have just been saying, call Officer Smith because you know Officer Smith from somewhere. I'm not indicting Officer Smith because I don't know Officer Smith's story. That's somebody just referring, just like if somebody said they know Junior George and they probably know me from passing by, but I don't mean that I have any relations with them. So we're not indicting Officer Smith because we don't know Officer Smith's story. In a week or so,
Yeah.
we'll try to get Officer Smith, if or anybody for that matter from the RGPF. But the allegation that the man is saying is how that if you call Officer Smith somehow is just going to make this magically go away because he know me, I know him, and I just provide him with food. But again, that's just somebody making reference to Officer Smith. Did you get the sense, and you said this already, but I want to understand a little bit better. Do you get the sense that when the man was kind of angry and tried to get up on the girlfriend or the wife or the person in the car, tamper him down a little bit, you get the sense that he wanted to come out and fight you?
I know he wanted to come out, but it would have been a different story if he had came out. But he wanted to come out, and he was the way he was angry, and that kind of anger is like, I know he would have raised his hand, and then he would have come out different.
Yeah, but here is the part of the story that's very that's frustrating, right? And hard to understand. Someone just see somebody down the street, walking the street. What would excite his anger? What would get him so angry? You in the moment. So what do you think got him so boiling mad over just seeing somebody walking the street? I'm sure you're not the only person that he's seen walking the street. What about you? What about this situation that made him angry?
Well, first of all, based on my understanding, he told me that what am I doing here? He told me this is a private road. The road belongs to him. So
hold on. He said those words. He said that the road belongs to him.
Yeah, he told me that.
In this exact way, the road belongs to me, like that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me come back to that video again, guys. I want you guys to look at this video again. A lot of people walk on this road, right? This is a public road. This is a public road. This road that you see there is the exact location where this incident happened. This is not a private road. So how could anybody, whether you're from Timbuktu, Grenada, or wherever, that road don't belong to you? That is a public road. That don't look like no private person road with no gates or nothing like that. I mean, if it looked like that to anybody, please call me and let me know. But from what I'm seeing here, and I'm not trying to provoke any situation, I'm just looking at the road. This is a public road. This is the public main road in Lansapine. So you think that is what excited his anger?
Yeah, it had to be, because he thinking now that I may be walking that road. I don't need, because he was intoxicated. He didn't recognize me again because I was walking the road, or he's seen me there all the time and thinking I shouldn't be there. Maybe not qualified enough to be walking along that road. Maybe don't have what it takes to be walking along that road. I don't understand, but it's so funny because he married a black woman, and I don't understand why he has so much a grudge against. I don't know if he may be married to the black woman.
Well, we don't want to make no allegation. I don't want to go down that road, pun intended. Yeah. I don't want to go down that road. I don't want to say that he is a racist. I don't want to call him that. I don't want to. That is not. Yeah. You know what I mean? That is not for me to judge or decide or whatever. I am just so taken aback that anyone for that matter, no matter where or who or wherever you come from, to think that this road that the government built is somehow your personal private road. And either side of the road, there are houses. There's a house right there. There's another house down there. I'm seeing houses.
Yeah, a lot of houses there. But his house is the one of the second house going in there.
Right. So let's make it clear again, guys. There will be a conversation tomorrow about this from people from this side, but let's make this very clear that this is not a private road. This is a public road. Unless someone could tell me differently, nobody in by that road, and And probably if it's his road, he probably need to fix some of them bumps and kind of whatever is there. The road need work. And his taxpayers will pay to build that road and maintain that road as well, right? Um, let me open up the phone lines really quickly, guys, to get your take on the situation here. Let me recap what happened here. This young man was walking down the street in Lansapine. Lansapine, as I said, is a part of Grenada which is read or looked at as an upscale neighborhood. It's like someone explained to me, it's like a gated neighborhood without the gates. It's where people, from different places, they retire there. It's an upscale neighborhood. When you're living in that neighborhood, there's some conveyance that's there. Like you can't keep your grass at a certain level there. There are some restrictions in terms of building code and stuff like that to maintain the integrity of the area, which is, I can understand that. However, based on the information that we obtained, there's no conveyance, no restriction on persons entering that particular area. So this young man, his name is John Dell. He was walking down that street, right, after going and catch some wilt. So, whatever he doing, he was in the area. So it's not a no restricted zone. It's not a no walk zone. It was a part of Grenada. He was stopped by this individual, Caucasian in nature. Later found out he is an Italian business owner, and he was asked, "What you doing there?" Right? He decided to walk away, mind his own business. The man followed him from the back and somehow hit him with his mirror. And he said that's his words, that the man was very angry and somehow upset. The person in the car that was sitting with him had to almost cool down the man, almost tamper him down because he was so angry and furious, like he wanted to get out of the car. And that's what transpired. Now, you mentioned a particular vehicle. You mentioned a particular license plate, a particular vehicle. Now, if the vehicle is coming towards you in that darkness of the night, how could you identify the vehicle, the color, the make of the vehicle, and the license plate? How were you able to do that?
When the vehicle had hit me with a mirror, I went in front of the vehicle. I watched the license plate. He was close enough to me so I could see the color of the vehicle.
Right. Right. So everything was in plain view. Everything is not something that you regurgitated or tried to remember after. Everything that you remembered, everything full. Everything was very clear to you what transpired.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened, because I know you are taking this a little bit further. You have an attorney, and you don't have to tell us exactly what your plans are in terms of legal actions, but what's your next step? Like, what are you asking? What are you trying to accomplish by taking this thing out to social media and taking this thing out to the world?
Well, I was just letting people know what's really going on in the island.
Right.
That, people, investors coming in here thinking that, they're above all Grenadians, because I used to work with some foreign bosses. I work with a number of them, and the way they go about doing stuff, because for one, at this one, I used to work with, I see numerous politicians coming and eat at the restaurant, and when they come, they don't pay nothing. The boss will give them the food free. While they're there, he move nice, and then when they leave, like heaven came down on us. And he will treat his workers in a particular way. At one time, he was behaving in a real disorderly manner with one of the staff, and a certain politician walked straight in the kitchen at the restaurant. He came into the kitchen while he was behaving in that manner. And the politician came in, he just watched him and he just shake his head, and he went back out. And the man continued behaving in that manner. So I think the government and the part to play other things that going on with these people. Because for a minister to walk in and see someone behaving behaving in that manner to staff. You could at least say something.
Right.
You could at least even call him out by his name, say something, just walk in and just walk out.
Right. So you're saying that, and alleging that you have a feeling that he's tight with people in position. That's what you're alleging?
Which one? This one, Antonio?
Well, yeah, this one.
Yeah, yeah, because from when I went to the person who had told me his name and information, he told me that there's a lot of them that comes here. That is just, yeah, a lot of them is very close. They had told me that. The person had told me
Right. 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 Right.
that. I think that is what really given them, making them think they are above everybody. Make them feel like they are untouchable. Because, if they stuck around with a little bit of lawmakers from the island, I think it would make them feel a type of way.
Right. Right. There are also talk um, from people who looked at the video and said that you are somehow doing this as a political grudge because you paint in the narrative and you mention government doing this and want to paint the narrative of the government is doing something favoring this particular individual when you don't are you coming out here and speaking and trying to create a personal grudge against any political organization, or are you involved with any opposing political organization, hence the reason why you're taking this story out to the media?
No, 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 no. I do
And
not
I
know.
had to ask. Listen, all of
Yeah,
this
I
questions are
understand. I
questions that
understand.
people are saying. The people have bite-sized this video. People have looked at this video in small pieces and analyzed
Yeah.
every single word that you say before the other one, and they painted a narrative. There's a narrative that had to be that was painted about you, and I just want you to talk about it so you could somehow discredit this nonsense that has been going around.
I don't have nothing against any political party or government, but I just have the only thing I find is strange that these people come in here and behave in a type of way. And I don't know if the government is placing any form of punishment on them or what, but for me, I haven't seen anything. So my problem is that these people need to be taught a lesson. And I think the first person to take the step in teaching these people a lesson is the government.
Right, right, right. Um, Colleen Frederick is saying here, I think that this person was robbed. I think that this area has a lot of robbery, hence the reason why they had the community watch, but that doesn't give him the right to be mad or angry when he sees a stranger in the area. Um, the community watch, and I'm not, I mean, if anyone could call in and correct me on this, I'm not sure if that area have any uh, community watch other than the police. So I don't know if there are any private community watch that exists in the area to profile people that come in and look in a certain way. Because that's what it is. When you say community watch, is basically, in a place like Grenada, it's basically profile. How do you know he's supposed to be there and he's not supposed to be there? He's a Grenadian, right? This is profiling when you look at it at face value. And I'm not aware of any community watch that exists to keep people out of this area. I believe the RGPF does an impeccable job in policing territories and areas in Grenada. So I'm not sure and aware of any.
This particular area, right? Very often the police will patrol, and to be exact, SGU normally has a vehicle
Right,
that always patrols these areas. So these areas is heavily patrolled by the police and SGU security.
right. I want to open up the phone lines because I sensed I got the anger from a lot of people and people saying that they were so outraged about this. So I want you guys to speak both for and against. Let me know what you guys have to say. 718-701-5720. We want to hear your guys' voices on this story right here. Again, I'll say that the young man was in a particular area of Grenada, right? He was in a particular area of Grenada, like everybody have the ability to be. You're a Grenadian. He's not in somebody's backyard. He's not inside of somebody's yard or in the veranda or nothing like that. He's in a public road in Grenada, doing what any one of us should be able to do once we're on the island. He was profiled, and somehow he was asked what he doing there with the anger, and he said it alleged for, and somehow some kind of frustration of that individual. Um, and it needs to be said, and it needs to be understood that this road that we're seeing on the screen, again, I like to show it because I want you guys to see it, is a public road. This is a public road, not a private road. Take a look at it again, guys, down the road. So call in, guys, now, 718-701-5720. Give you guys an opportunity to tell us what you think about this story, what you think happening here. Have you experienced anything like that from your personal, just being in the area? Have you seen anything? Have you heard anything? Because we need to put a stop to this. It don't matter what government is in power. It don't matter who is at the helm. This should not happen in any place, whether it's in Grenada, whether it's Trinidad, whether it's Jamaica, no part of the world. And this is not about black or white. Even if it was John Doe from Tivoli, who is putting a block and telling people he can't come up in this particular gap, he would get fury as well because he don't own that area. He can't tell nobody that they can't come up in Hermitage Road. He don't own Hermitage Road. All right, so let's get your guys' voices on the record. 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. Put your voices on it. Kibbs is asking a question here. I don't know if you have an answer to it. How do you foresee, because you experience it, how do you foresee that they start to put a stop to this that is happening? What's your take?
Well, first of all, I heard you mention that when the Panasonic Uniform that you got numerous complaints. So I think if the government look into all these complaints and take action to it, then it will be easily solved.
I didn't hear the last word that you said.
And so if the government look into all the complaints,
Right.
so all these type of situations and take actions towards it and deal with it, then it will be easily solved.
Right. Yeah. Action need to be taken.
Then the behavior and people will get sort of satisfaction.
Right.
As the government taking action towards kind of situation.
Right. And it's important. It's important that we also have. Well, it's important that we also have people speaking out. I see Dexter Charles is saying, "Yeah, right along, you're wrong." Hey, Dexter, I want you to call in right now. I want Dexter or anyone who think that we are wrong or the young man is wrong for whatever thing that was said or what was mentioned here that you think that we're wrong. I want you to call in. Let's have a conversation on it because there is a lot of people behind and typing and they call it keyboard bajan and everybody's saying all sorts of stuff. But I want people to put their voices on record. Why is it so difficult for people to come and speak and say and give their perspective, give their point of view? The phone lines are open. The number is right on the screen, 718-701-5720. Just call in and tell us where we were wrong or where we are wrong. Or probably we're not seeing this thing too right. So the opportunity is there. All right, the opportunity is there. 718-701-5720 for anyone to call in, whether you're for or against, and tell us what's your take on this. What did this young man do wrong in this whole scenario, in this whole situation? What could he have done differently or better? Right? What was not done from your perspective in this situation? What could be done better in this situation? 718-701-5720. Again, we're talking to this young man who felt that he was profiled or walking through the Lansapine area. And again, we open up the phone and we give our opportunity to call. Anything else you wanted to add or say or put on record, John Dell?
Not really. I think we're going, we're even in the right direction.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much, John Dale, for initially coming out and stating this story. I know after this, you probably started to get response from different individuals already, personal attacks and the likes. Um,
But yeah, the when I sent the voice note to you and you had played it, phone was ringing down like crazy. Everyone wanted to come and walk down here. You had a man to tell us. A lot of people meeting me on the street
right.
and tell me you have to walk, you have to come down here. So to stop them and what they go do and all.
Right. Hold on, John Dale. 1 second. We got a call on the line. Caller on the phone line, go right ahead.
So, Junior, could it possibly be
Uh-huh.
that it was not necessarily profiling, right? I live here in Grenada, and I'm not in no uppity area like Lansopins or anything like that.
Right.
But if I see a strange person in the neighborhood, I probably call the neighbor and say, yeah,
Right.
I see a fellow walking on the road there, we belong, just kind of being aware of your community and who's in your area. So could it be that, something like that, not unintended, man wasn't intended, just looking out for his community pretty much.
Okay, so you're saying that
Just an idea.
could it be just someone being concerned?
Someone just being concerned.
Okay, all right. We'll take that to heart and we'll pose a question. Thank you, caller, for your input. Let's take one more call and then I'll drop that question and discuss it a little bit more. Caller, you live. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Canada.
Canada, go right ahead.
Is the guy on still?
He's on, but I will have to back the message for you because he cannot hear you. He's on a separate phone line to you. You couldn't get him on.
Okay, tell him it's Lydia.
Okay, it's Lydia.
Right?
All right,
Let him know
Lydia.
it's me, Lydia. Okay?
Right.
I remember we used to be all inside the same, yes, okay? Because I'm a friend of him, his sisters, and all of us, okay? We used to be inside there. We used to be all around it. I'm shocked to know that is happening now. And I want to know how John Bell gets so soft. That's not him. Tell John Bell I'm coming down. Get the troops ready. Okay? Bye.
Okay, all right, thank you. Lydia say she okay, Lydia, thank you for calling. A caller before Lydia, she called and she said, how about it was not profiling? How about if there was some person in the neighborhood that someone saw that looked sort of suspicious. They don't know specifically you to be there, and they were just being concerned.
Yeah, Junior, if you're concerned about market, I mean, the number one approach speaks a lot. The way they approach me,
Right.
as they continue to follow me, even though I ignored them the first time, the second time I told them, no, I'm not looking for anyone, So they approach the way they approach me. I mean, what am I doing here? Who am I looking for?
Right.
And telling me this is a private road and the road belongs. Come on.
Yeah.
Listen carefully what. Listen carefully before you start. I said, I told them I'm not looking for anyone.
Right.
Gentleman, private road. So y'all need to read between the lines.
Right. So you're saying it's one thing for people to be concerned and say, boy, you know, what are you doing in this area? But it's the next thing to trail you, follow you, and somehow tell you that this road belongs to me. When you put all of this thing together, it does look like profiling. That's what you're saying. It does. It's profiling. Now he's trying to intimidate you by making you somehow believe that he owns this area.
Because Junior, there's like along this area, there's a lot of houses that rented out. Normally, when I go in fishing, there's people who allow people to pass through their properties to go to get access to the rock to go fishing.
Right.
Yeah, because that side of that, if you look on that road, the right hand side is where everybody goes fishing, and people will allow you to pass on their property to go fishing. And while I was walking that night, that was not the only vehicle that passed me on that way.
Mm-hmm.
He was just the only that had to do what he did.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that answers the caller question.
Yeah. Kibbs is saying following you, harassing, intimidation. All of this stuff is not concerned. That's not. If there is a report of a robbery, I remember Trayvon Martin. Not Trayvon. Is it Trayvon Martin? Not. I don't think his last name was Martin, but Trayvon. John Dale, stand by a second. I gotta take a call on the WhatsApp. Stand by. Call on the WhatsApp. Go right ahead.
Hey, Junior, good night.
Good night.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, this is Richie Rich.
Richie Rich, how are you doing, sir?
Not too bad. From New York comfort zone, but right now I'm living in Grenada.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I remember.
Okay, good enough. My take on this is that we have to be mindful of where some of us come from in reference to someone like me who spent all these years in New York and have the experience with, these white people treating us as nobody.
Right.
It's time for them to really pay attention to what is going around the world. So many times we see videos where police abusing people. White people is abusing us. And for some of we Grenadians who don't know the full stories, for us to discredit the guy from the word go without even taking a second to say, you know what, I really don't know what's going on, but this guy is not crazy, and Grenada is not the type of country where everything is basically private. Grenada is a free place. That's what we're used to.
Yes.
The neighbors will pass through your yard. It have people who will pass in the back of your land and you don't even know who is that.
Right.
Right?
True.
So my thing is, right, even though the gentleman didn't know who it was, and maybe he was a little concerned, his approach was way out of line.
Yes.
Was way out of line.
Yes.
That's not the way you try to figure out if this person is a danger or this person is suspicious. No. You say, hi, good afternoon, how are you? What, you lost? Do you need help? Take the time to find out what is going on. But still, with me, because I know my country is a free country, and we grew up basically going almost anywhere without anybody telling us, oh, there is any restriction.
Right.
So we as Grenadians grow like that, and that is how we live. When somebody come from a different part of the world and come in Grenada to live, they have to basically follow the way we live. We doesn't have to basically adjust to their lifestyle. They come in we country.
Right.
They come and leave us living in peace. The neighbor could pass in the back of your yard without anybody screaming out, hey, thief, thief. Okay, yes, we know there is thief every now and then, but it's not necessarily everybody that is a thief.
Right.
Right?
True.
And if you was to treat people with respect, people, Grenadian especially, Grenadian is some of the nicest people in the world.
Right.
Right? Some of us may not see that. Right? So, you know, just to make it short, you know, the person who called and discrediting the young man, you need to take, a second look into this, because trust me, we are not considered equal with these people. I've been there, all you see it on news. When they come to our country, we treat them the best.
Right.
They come, they buy land, and they get the best of everything, and they feel that they could treat us in whatever way because they used to treating black people like that in their country.
Yeah.
So they feel when they come to Grenada, they got the same way to treat us in this disrespectful manner. All right, bro?
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, Richie. We appreciate your point of view. Yeah.
All right, Papa.
All right. Okay, cool. Richie made some very valid points that when someone, whoever it might be, come in and adapt or assimilate into a society, it means that they have to assimilate into the society. The society don't have to assimilate into them. Case in point, and I don't like the you know, we came to New York, and we have to abide by the laws here. We have to learn the laws of the land and assimilate into the society. We don't have to say, well, we used to do that down there, so why we can't do it here? No, it's different and similar. Anywhere you go, that's how it is. Anywhere you go, that is how it is. So and Richie made a very, 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 very valid and vital point. John Dale, are you back?
Yes, I'm back.
Right. So now we got a call on the WhatsApp. That's why you got cut off.
Yeah, that's it. Richie.
Yeah, Richie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was calling while the call came out.
Right. We got another call coming in. You might get cut off again, so let me take that call again. Stand by. Caller on the WhatsApp, go right ahead. You're live.
And if you keep your noses clean, you'll have a good time.
Hello? Hello, caller. Hello? Hello? Hello, caller. Are you watching cartoon? All right. Caller is watching a cartoon, and she forgot that she called the program. So she'll call back. 718-701-5720. Let's get your voices on the record right here. This is the story. We've been speaking about this story for the past couple of days. Caller, you live? Hello?
Hi, good day.
Yeah, I saw your call earlier, but you was watching cartoons, so I was just trying to alert you.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Go ahead.
The caller that called earlier and said maybe the gentleman saw a stranger in the area.
Yeah.
I don't think that is the case because for the past few months I've been in a certain area and learning to drive, and at least every day I used to pass this young man on the road.
Right.
At least once a week, twice a week. Is either I meet him on the bus stop while I'm waiting for the instructor to pick me up, or sometime on my way out, he's on his way in. So he's not a stranger to the area. So I don't think that is the case.
What you frequent the area? What do you think is the case? What do you think is the case? Speak your mind. Tell me.
I don't know. I don't want to say that the man is a racist because I personally I don't know the guy.
Right.
But knowing.
Hello?
But knowing.
Yeah.
Hi, sorry about that. But knowing the young man and passing him on the street almost once or twice every week in that area, I don't think that is the case at all. I don't want to profile anybody and say
Right. True.
that I'm saying the man was a racist or the man. Maybe he was under the influence. Nobody knows what happened at that time.
Right.
Maybe he was stressed out. Maybe he was angry with someone else and he saw the person and decided to take it out on him.
Right.
There's a lot of different scenarios that is possible.
True.
But the fact that he's a stranger in that area, I don't think that is one of them.
Okay. All right. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, caller. We appreciate you.
Okay, good night.
All right. 718-701-5720, guys. We're taking your call on this topic right here, on this situation that happened. And, what we're trying to do is get a better sense of understanding and let people understand that this is Grenada Jet. This is us. This is the way how we live. We don't have no big set of walls put up, and we don't operate like that. Now, if you live in a place like America now, right? If you live in a place like America, let me tell you, for those of you who don't live in America, for those of you who heard about it, there are some states in some specific area in America. If they see somebody like me and you walking in those areas, they will quick to stop you and they'll quick to find out what you're doing here. This is what I know. So some places I don't go. There's some states that I don't go. There's some areas I don't go. Remember George Zimmerman? Remember George Zimmerman? He was working on police watch for a particular place, and this young man came up and he was profiled because he was in a particular area they deemed that he shouldn't be, and they end up altercation started, and then they end up shooting the man. John Zimmerman got off, and it was said that he was just, he was in the right. In other words, he was found not guilty for this Trayvon Martin. This is how it operates in certain places like this, but not in Grenada. This is not the culture of the people there. This is new. Why you tell me that I can't walk in Lansapine? When it's 12 o'clock in the night, some people say, well, there's no bus route in Lansapine. There's no bus routes there. Everybody there drive. What do you mean everybody there drive? Like, I go to Lansapine multiple times and I leave my car and I walk. So if I walk in there, I'm not supposed to be there as well? What's a nonsense? Jandel, we're going to close off right now. Any last words you want to say before we wrap up and get out of here? Everybody's watching. Everybody's watching. The people are watching. The people that need to make a change are watching. What do you want to say to them?
I used to come down here to do my training, but a lot of people who know me,
Right.
they know me from country box guys about.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was here in Kabul, you guys there, most of my training,
Right.
and again, I did the running, So this area, as I was following the young lady, she see me here multiple times walking in, sometimes walking out, And always along this path. I don't know. As I said, I know the gentleman. I've seen a number of times before. So it was not like a first time you see him, just like it's like, when somebody has something to tell you from such a long time and you can't tell it intoxicated or not in a good frame of mind.
Right.
So they just ignore that. That's the opportunity that they could tell you what they want to tell you. I think that's one of the reasons
Wow.
he did what he did. I don't know, like, maybe there's something against me because I'm a skin color, or something against me because I'm not classy enough, or not up to their standard, So I don't know. Waiting on as I say, waiting on the authorities to get back to me.
Right.
And then I will keep everyone in touch as a matter. As I already let the public know what's going on, so I'll keep the public posted.
Right.
And what transpired here on.
Yeah. Well, definitely keep us updated. And are you at the moment pursuing any legal actions?
Well, as I say, waiting on the police to contact me. They haven't contacted me as yet. So I'm giving them a certain amount of time, and then I'll do what I have to do.
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for giving us an update on this case, and we're going to follow it. And if you have any other additional update you wish to share to the public, feel free to send it off to us, and we'll get it off to the Ride Along viewers. All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Cool. Yeah. 718-701-5720. I know I saw someone said that they were trying to call and they wanted to find out the number. So I'll give them an opportunity to call right now. I'll give you an opportunity to call right now because I want to hear everybody's point of view on it. Caller, your live, where you calling us from?
Oh, hi. I'm calling from Canada.
Canada, go right ahead.
Yes. As a young girl, I grew up in Lansing. My mother used to work there, so we stayed there.
Right.
And we experienced that same thing this young man is talking about. It's almost as though we were not supposed to be living in Lansing because we were black and we were Grenadians. And my mother is working there. We had a really, really tough time. I'm talking to you right now, and I'm getting very emotional because it was so hard. You talk about Grenada don't have racism. Yes, I experienced it right in my country. And it was really, really rough. I remember as a kid growing up, when they put the first playground in Lansing, the people my mother was working for said that they had paid into it, but they don't have any kids, so we allowed to go there. And I remember the first time we were so excited to go there, to be on the swing, to just have fun as a kid. And we were told by people who lived there as white people who came to my country, telling us as kids we need to leave the playground. I experienced it on Lansing Beach, Calabash Beach. I experienced it in the boatyard. I experienced it all over Lansing. So it is true. I was born in Grenada, grew up in Lansing. And I could tell you, it's still happening. And I experienced it a few years ago, about 4 years ago, when me and my kids went to Grenada, went to Calabash Beach, Lansing Beach. And when we went to Calabash Beach, the workers and them said to us, because we were on that area, and my daughter wanted to use the washroom, and I saw a washroom right on the beach. So I decided, let me take you there. One of the workers, and I'm not blaming her, she's just saying what she's told by her boss. We are not allowed to use the washroom. And if we need to, there is one for the workers up there. Why? Because we were damn black. If it was a white person on that beach going to that toilet or use the bathroom, they would not have said. It is racism in Grenada and Lansing. And I am proud to say it.
Yeah.
It is. And it still goes on.
I call it. No, it.
Born in Grenada, raised in Lansing.
Yeah. And as a Grenadian, you know, growing up there, you don't expect that to meet you there because that's.
Oh no, let me tell you, a lot of people, because they didn't have the opportunity to be in Lansing the way my family was, because my mother worked there and we lived there and everything we did there. So I could tell you from the bottom up, there is racism in Lansing.
Right.
And maybe other parts of Grenada, with people coming into the country. And you know what? I blame the government because they give them a lot of opportunity over their own people. Am I wrong? No, I'm not. Am I right? Yes, I am.
I call it.
It happened to me as a kid growing up in Lansing. It's like certain places you can't be and they want to know why you're there. And why is it you have this, like you're not supposed to have the privilege as the people who the foreigners or the people who think they have in Lansing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Facts.
All right, caller. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much for your input. All right.
Thank you.
All right. All right, guys. I'm going to take a few more calls. Because, again, I want people that have somehow of an opposing view, because there were a lot, by the way. Call us. Give you an opportunity to call 718-701-5720. Let me put it on the screen because people like quick to create status and go on radio stations and, you know, yap them out. But when to engage in the conversation, They don't want to do that. So let's do it right now. I'll give you guys an opportunity to call. If you don't call, I'll take it that we are clear of this and we are seriously going to go forward to make things better. If you're okay with this, if you're saying that, yo, but the man wrong, the should never be there. Why you doing there? Boss don't even run there. Why you doing there for? Why you going there for? If that is your position on it, if you are saying that if you live in Tivoli, or if you live in Richmond or Ladigue or Paradise, Lansapin is not a place for you to go. Because what? Why are you doing there? Why are you going there for? What is your purpose? And if you are fine with that, right? If you are good with that, give me a call and give me some justification now. Here's another thing that has tickled my crotch. Here's another thing that gets me, and I still no good with it. I'm still upset over it, right? And it seems like people, they just accept certain things. They just accept certain things and they be like, you know what, it's okay. Here's another thing that might be for a whole new conversation. Or we had it already. You see that wall? You see that big wall that is constructed outside of what is that? What is the name of that new hotel that came there? That new hotel brand that came there with the long swimming pool that kind of like goes out into the sea. And you see that big wall that was created to separate the regulars or the nationals from whoever is inside of there. I'm not okay with that. But there are people who said, yeah, that's good. It's a man place. Build the wall high as the sky. Right? Some people are actually okay with that. Some people are fine with that. But how much more could you be okay with? At what point you could be like, you know what? This kind of thing is not okay. This kind of thing is not right. And there have to be some jurisdiction. There have to be some laws that say, you know, you can't just come and just separate place like that and build a high wall all up to the sky. You can't even see inside. Silver Sands is the name of the place. Silver Sands is the name of the place. I am not okay with that. But there are people who are fine with it. I'm not saying that developers, people with money, can come in and build nice hotel chain and attract tourists to come. Yes, it's fine. But that doesn't add to the beauty of Grenada. That just a big, ugly wall. It's a nasty, ugly looking wall when you drive around and you come around that area there. I'm not okay with that. You are separating people. It looks like the Palestine and Israel. Where the Israel built that big wall to separate the Palestine because they see the Palestine people as some kind of, you know, less than. Right? So what if we have 10? Say we have 10 investors. 10 investors, big investors, building big chain, right? And they say, you know what, I want to build this place there in Granans, this other place higher by Granans, this other place by the airport. And then all of a sudden, all of them want a big tall wall up in the sky. What will happen? Grenada will look like a fortress. Everywhere you turn is just wall that you're seeing. No attraction. You can't drive and say, wow, that's a nice, beautiful hotel. No, all you're going to be seeing is, wow, that's a big, ugly wall. I've been to Jamaica. I've been to Barbados. I've been to a lot of places, ladies and gentlemen. And I have never seen ugly wall built up to isolate and hide beautiful, attractive places like that before. That, I am not fine with that. I am not okay with that. I don't care which government come in, who government, which or who, that is not right, and that should have never happened in the first place. And there are no outrage over this. If 20 of them come and 20 of them decide to build in Grenada, it'll just be walls. Jungle, that's what it's going to be. I'm not saying that that's not the price of investment. Price of investment, people are supposed to come to your country and see the beauty of your country, right? The beauty. Driving around there, you don't even know what's happening inside there. You can't see it, all you see is a wall. There's a concrete wall to be sized. Anyway, guys, that's another topic for another day. But we can't start being okay with things like that. We can't start being okay with things like that and say, oh, that's fine. Let the man know. He must have the man. He want to know where he going. Why he doing there? What's wrong with that? He does come in the area. So let's stop him. When would that end? When would that end? What next? That pass, then you give a man an inch, he taking a foot the next time. You go want to come there and box up people that walk in the street. I ain't saying that happened or that may happen or that might ever happen at all. But what next? You give a man an inch, he taking a foot. You have to nip it. You have to nip it in the butt, man. Okay, Peter, let me dive in on your point real quick. Peter said people invest how they want. Yes, Peter, and I agree, and I accept, and I understand. Attract investors. Bring all of them in. All you want to spend money? Build a hotel down in St. David. Build 2 hotels in St. David. Build 1 in St. Andrews. Build this. Invest. Nice up the place. But Peter, look at my point of view. Look at it from that point of view. 20 investors come and they say they want to develop St. George's or Grand Anse or this area right there. And all of them decide to use the same blueprint as Silver Sand. Silver Sand is a beautiful establishment. I was actually able to go through and see the place inside of the fortress that was built. And I watched the place real nice. The place is a beautiful place. I love it. Inside there, the pool, real nice setup. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. But you can't see it from outside. That is not for great. That is like you create. That is another country. That is another country. That's another country. If 20 investors decide to use the same blueprint, Grenada will be a concrete jungle. No beautification. What beautiful in watching walls. It's not like the wall have some nice lights on it and colors and nice attract. It's just a wall. It's just a wall. If they want to build up Ladig, and you from Ladig, me and you from Ladig, if they want to come and construct Ladig and they put a big wall blocking your house from the sun, would you be okay with it? They big a build wall right in front of your house, and when the sun set, it's blocking your view from the sun, and that is your beauty. Your beauty was watching sunset. Would you be okay with it? You can't start to be okay with things like that. You can't start being okay with things like that for the cost of investment. No, that is not the cost of investment. Let people come in and invest and beautify the place. A place small like Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique is not like America where you have land all over the place. Grenada is a small place. Grenada is a small place. That is not the price of investment. The price of investment, the cost of investment is to beautify the place, make the place look nice. Yes, come with your hotels. Yeah, bring visitors, bring thousands of people, bring money, employ people. But don't make the place look more uglier than you came in. You have a nice hotel, nobody could see it. I brought somebody from the US one time. And we came into Grenada. And I'm driving, and we coming from the airport, past Grand Anse, and we coming wrong there. And the person said, "What the hell is this?" I said, "Boy, there's a hotel back there. Nice hotel." The man said, "But why the man build the wall so high? Why is that about?" The man couldn't believe. The man said, "No, all you allow that? All you allow that?" I was shame. Tell all you the shame. I was shame. And the man was from Barbados. He said, they can't do that. They can't do that in them places than them there. They can't do that. So why are we accepting and saying, "Oh, that's the cost of investment"? That is the cost of investment, my ass. Anyway, guys, we're late over time. That burning me. That was really burning me for a long time. But we can't stop and say, "Well, listen, we're good with things like that. We're good with things like that. We can't be good with it. We can't be good with it." And guys, this is nothing against Silver Sand. This is nothing against people coming in. I want people to come in and spend money. But this is against uglifying. Uglifying. Not no beautifying. You beautify the place, but you uglify the country. You uglifying the country. Yeah, that's not beautification. Uglification. Anyway, guys, good night. Thanks to all the sponsors and everyone making it all possible. I'm gonna rock out to some Night Rider. Night Rider. Night Riders. Night Riders. Good night, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of our program today. The change starts with us, right? The change starts with us. That's where the change starts. The change starts when you take a look at yourself in the mirror. And we have to make the change. We have to make the change. Can't afford people could just jump up and say, yeah, we could just change. No. We have to make change. And change is not easy. It's difficult. You have to force change. Most time people don't want to change. Most time people go just do what is easy and convenient for them. You have to force the change. We can't always ride that wave, you know. We have to go against the wave sometimes. We have to push against the wave. We have to go hard up against that wave sometimes. And it's difficult. People say it's difficult, it's too hard. They just want to ride the wave because it's easy to just go downstream. Nah, we don't have to go downstream all the time. That's why a lot of people don't like me, you know. And I don't care who don't like it, but we got to speak our mind sometimes. See you guys tomorrow. Night Riders. Night Riders. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Do you feel sick? Are you unsure? Or need to travel, but can't afford the long, exhausting lines? Then you need to be tested for COVID-19. Here at All Pro Health Lab, you can schedule your appointment online. No wait, no lines, no hassle. And get your results back in 30 minutes or less. Call now to find out more. 516-828-1808. Our agents are always ready to help. Hear why everyone is talking about All Pro Lab. It's quick, efficient, and tests are guaranteed in 30 minutes or less with full certification. Check us out online at allprolab.com or call 516-828-1808. All Pro Health Lab. Call today.
Hello there. Let me introduce you to the Nutmeg Band. Playing in the background is the latest release, Take Me to a Party.
Take me to a party.
This music is now available on leading online stores. So please, pick up your copy today and tell all your friends about it. Get your copy now.
Take me to a party.
David Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3822.
Feeling hungry, grab a snack. Caribbean food delight. Jamaican patties, light and flaky. Caribbean food delight. Taste the difference. Caribbean food delight. Grab a patty, take a bite. Caribbean food delight. Quick and easy, grab a patty, take a bite. Caribbean food delight.
Oh yeah. Take your business to the next level. Market and advertise your product or service on Ridealonglive. It pays to advertise. Well, it's on Ridealong, so it's happening here.
Came over here. What does it mean? You know, I grew up in what I guess you call a typical family.
We break all the stories, and that's just the facts. And that's why everyone has a story to tell.
Ridealonglive, I mean, yeah, it's the real deal.